Hey everybody, it's Alex with Care Conscious, and I'm here with Cara May with Care Conscious.
Hi there.
And we're going to be talking about caregiving and relationships. So if you're a caregiver of a loved one and you're married or in a relationship, spouse or partner, this segment's for you. It's no secret that when we're busy, we've got our caregiving responsibilities. Sometimes we have lots of caregiving responsibilities. We kind of put our loved ones, our spouse or partner, on the back burner. It's a trend we don't like to admit, but it does happen. Cara May, you are married, you're a caregiver, you have children. Tell me about it. Why does it happen?
I think really what happens is that you expect that your spouse will understand. I mean, really, there are only so many hours in the day. There are only so many things you can do in a given day. And when you're juggling your job and your children and then caring for a loved one, something's going to get left out. And typically you say, well, my spouse, he'll understand. That's what I said. My husband, he'll get it. He'll understand. We think we'll make it up on the back end, or it won't become a pattern and it's a one-time thing. Yeah. And what happens is, as responsibilities increase, it does become more prominent, and it becomes more of a pattern than we'd like to think. And I think that's how it happens. I think it kind of snowballs.
Right. So it's nothing malicious.
Oh gosh, no.
You're not thinking about it. Time's coming, and you said you're assuming. I thought that was really.
You do. You assume that they'll understand and that everything will be fine, because that's what they do. They support you and they help you. That you aren't thinking that you're neglecting them. It's not that at all. It's just you're trying to do what you think is best.
Well, on the topic, Virginia Morris, who wrote How to Care for Aging Parents, wonderful book. If you're in the bookstore, check it out. Lots of great resources in it. She gives 5 tips for caregivers with spouses. The first one is just commit to spending time with them. Set aside time right away. Hey, this is the time I'm going to set aside every week to spend with my loved one, and I'm not going to change it. Simple, but make sure you do it. Second one is clarify your caregiving responsibilities to your spouse or partner. Make sure he or she knows this is what you're doing, this is what you're involved with, this is what's taking up your time. If he or she has any responsibilities they're helping out with, make sure he or she is clarifying those back to you. Just keep the line of communication open.
It's true. That is really important. And that brings up the third point, which is make sure that you're keeping any caregiving issues separate and away from any other issues that you're having, potentially in your relationship, in your family. It's really important that when you're discussing caregiving and some of the challenges, that you keep it separate. And lumping it all together, and you're having an argument about something else, and then all of a sudden saying, yes, by the way, you never support me when I'm helping my mom. I mean, that's it's not the best way to do it. So, and that's to her point, to her third point. And she also talks about putting yourself in your spouse's shoes. And that's something that I can totally relate to. You really have to think about what they're feeling. And you might not even think the term neglect is appropriate, and yet they may be feeling neglected. They might not say that to you, but they may be. They may be feeling neglected. And so, or they may be burnt out, or listening to you all the time is stressful for them. So really put yourself in their shoes, to her point number 4. And then acknowledgement is number 5, being appreciative and showing gratitude. I know my husband would pick up the ball a lot of times if I was involved in something else, and just by saying, hey, thanks. You know what, I noticed that you did that, and I really appreciate it. It goes a long way. It's helpful. It creates a reciprocity, and it just makes things a little better for everybody. So it's a simple thing, but sometimes we just forget. We get so busy.
So say thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you. And remember, tons of resources on the site. And I do want to know from you, what's your best tip when dealing or appreciating your spouse or partner while being a caregiver? Let us know. Let our other caregivers know. And come back again. Tons of resources on the site. Don't be a stranger. Take care.
Bye-bye.